All right, we will be looking at how to multiply, okay, and divide polynomials. Okay, so the first one is saying which expression is equivalent to 9x plus 1 multiplied by 9x minus 1. So to multiply this, we have to do the FOIL method, which will do 9x times 9x, which is 81x squared. 9 times 9 is 81, x times x is x squared. And then you do 9x times negative 1, which is negative 9x. And then 1 times 9x, which is positive 9x. And then 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. And then we can go ahead and simplify this out. They just cancel each other out. So you have 81x squared minus 1. Okay? All right, next one. Which expression is equivalent? So here we are basically dividing all of the terms. So if you notice, there's 3 terms here, 1, 2, 3. And we need to divide each of the terms by 3x to the 5th power times y. So basically what happens here is you have to just make sure everything is divided. 12 divided by 3 is 4. x5 divided by x5, that's cancelled. Y divided by y, that's also cancelled. So basically all I have here is just the 4. Okay, so it's between A and C. All right, keep going. Negative 3 divided by positive 3 is negative 3. And then x10 divided by x5. So basically you're canceling out x5 here and then x5 here. So you have remaining x5, x to the 5th power. If I take out a y here, take out a y here, I have y squared. And then now you just go to the last term. 21 divided by 3 is 7. So positive 7. Take out a 5, take out the 5. So that's x to the 10th power. And then y to the 4th, take out a y, take out a y. So that's y to the 3rd power. Okay? And looks like it's A. Which expression is equivalent to? So for this one as well, it's just multiplying. We're going to FOIL it out. So 3x times 4x is 12x squared. 3x times negative 1 is negative 3x. 1 times 4 is 4x. 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. And then we can go ahead and combine the middle 2 terms. So that would be 12x squared. Negative 3x plus 4x is positive 1x minus 1. See. All right, the length of a rectangular classroom floor is 19 feet less than twice the width. Which polynomial expression represents the area? So we know that the area is equal to the length multiplied by the width. Okay, so it looks like the length, it says, is 19 feet less than twice the width. So you have your width and then you have 19, 2w minus 19. So we can go ahead and create a polynomial actually out of this. So I'm going to do the length times width. So I'm just going to do this times 2w minus 19. Okay? All right, in order to do this, we need to distribute the w. Okay? So then that would be w times 2w is 2w squared. And then w times negative 19 is negative 19w. That's it. So we just distribute and I think it's C. All right, number 5. What is the product? Product also means multiplication. And even when I look at this, I can see that I need to multiply these two. So let's go ahead and do this. So that's x times 2x squared is 2x cubed. X times x is x squared. X times 4 is 4x. So positive 4x. And then now we do the same thing again with the negative 2. Make sure to keep the sign. Negative 2 times positive 2 is negative 4x squared. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 2 times 4, positive 4, that's negative 8. All right, and then here we just have to combine our like terms. So it looks like this x squared minus 4x squared, those are like terms, and then 4x minus 2x are like terms, and there's no other like terms. So that's going to, so I'm going to bring that down, 2x cubed minus, so 1 minus 4, that's negative 3x squared. 4x minus 2x is positive 2x, and then you have minus 8. Looks like it's A. What is the product? Well, I only see polynomial, but I do see the square. So I'm going to go ahead and expand this out. The square means that you take 2x minus 7y and then multiply it by itself. So I'm going to put multiplied by 2x minus y again. And then we'll multiply everything out. So you have 2x times 2x is 4x squared. 2x times negative 7 is negative 14xy. Negative 7 times 2 is negative 14xy. And then negative 7y times negative 7y, negative is positive. 7 times 7 is 49. And then y times y is y squared. And then I'll go ahead and put this like term together because both of them have xy and xy. So then that would mean I'll just bring in the 4x squared. Negative 14 plus negative 14 is negative 28xy. And then bring down that last term. And that's that. All right, a few more here. Number 7, consider the following models. What polynomial is represented the area of the diagram below by the following. Okay, there's something definitely wrong with this sentence. Sorry about that. But basically, we have this, and we're trying to see which polynomial works. So what we're going to do is, remember, area is length times width, or I can say this length times this width. So what I'm going to do here is, since this is positive, I'll go ahead and write positive x here. This length represents x, like just this length. This is 1, actually negative 1, negative 1, negative 1, negative 1. And then here this is also positive x. And this is positive 1, positive 1, positive 1. So what that means is, on the top, I have x minus 4. And then on the side here, I have x plus 3. So the area is, we're multiplying them. Okay? So you're going to do, to multiply them, you can just write x minus 4 times x plus 3. I don't think I have to multiply it out because it's not multiplied out. They all look the same, are negative 4 and positive 3. So that's that one. Okay. Which expression is equivalent? So again, we just have to just make sure to divide the two terms in the top with 2x squared. Since this is a smaller problem, let me show you. I can actually kind of write this out. I could have done it with that previous problem that we had, where right here, we could have wrote stuff out, but I didn't. But I will for this one. So 8x to the 4th power divided by 2x squared, and then minus 2x squared divided by 2x squared. Alright, so this one, 8 divided by 2 is 4. And then if I take out an x here, take out an x here, that's x squared. So that's 4x squared. And then here, if I take out the, I'll put the minus, 2x squared divided by 2x squared, they cancel each other out, but it's actually equal to 1. Okay? So that's, you have to keep that 1 there. It's not a, it's actually d, 4x squared minus 1. Since I'm on this topic, let me just quickly go back to this problem real quick and just show you how you can set this up to make sure that everything gets divided properly. So what you can do is you can take the first term 12x to the 5th power divided by over of y divided by 3x5y minus, and then the second term right here divided by the same thing, and then the third term here see why I kind of skipped it, divided by the same thing. So make sure that everything gets divided by the denominator. And then this is where we simplified, right? The x5 get canceled out, y gets canceled out, and then 12 divided by 3 is that 4. And then here the 3's get canceled out. Take out a y here, take out a y here, so I have y squared. And then take out x5, so I have x5 remaining. 12 divided by 3 is 7. Take out x5, so that's x to the 10. And then y cubed. Okay, so that's probably a better way to do that problem. All right, let me go back to the next page. All right, which expression is equivalent? So basically here I can go ahead and distribute that term. So you're going to do 2 times, there's no coefficients, I'll go ahead and just write 2. And then you just add the exponents, that's x5, x cubed times x squared is x5, y times y is y squared. And then you have 2 times negative 3, which is negative 6, x4, because you do 3 plus 1, which is 4. And then y times y squared is y cubed. And the answer is A. Assuming that no denominator equals 0, and I think I mentioned in my previous video, when you see this for the purpose of the SOL, just ignore it, okay? All right, which is equivalent to this? All right, so for this one, actually for the next two, I can't cancel anything out until I factor out the numerator, which actually I'm going to go into more detail in the next video, but for this, let's go ahead and remember how we learn how to factor it. So I'm going to put in the numerator, I'll just go ahead and put 2 set of parentheses, and then denominator is already factored, so I'll go ahead and just bring it over. So here I have r and then r, and so I have to think about 2 numbers that multiply together that give me negative 8. At the same time, they have to add to negative 2. So that would be what, negative 4 times 2. Negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. Negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. And then I have negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2. Those are the 2 numbers I'm looking for. So anyway, those are my numbers I'm going to use to factor negative 4 and then positive 2. Once I've factored it out, I can go ahead and cancel out the same factors in the numerator and denominator. So r minus 4, r minus 4. So what you have remaining is r plus 2 over r minus 2. And this is it. I cannot just cancel those out because those are not written as factors. They're actually being added. So it is is r plus 2 over r minus 2. That's that. For number 11, same thing. I need to go ahead and factor out the numerator. X and x, so two numbers that multiply together that give me negative 10, this number. At the same time, those two numbers have to add up to negative 3. Again, I'm going to show you more Desmo stuff in the next video, but for now, let's just see. I think it is 5 times 2. So negative 5 times positive 2. Negative 5 times positive 2 is negative 10, and then negative 5 plus 2 is negative 3. So those are my two factors. I'll go ahead and write them in. And then in the denominator, I have x plus 2. I just bring this part over. And then if you notice, I can go ahead and cancel this out. So all I have left is x minus 5. All right, guys, last one. Same thing here. The only thing different is just this word quotient. Quotient just means division. So you would set this up like this. You would do 15x squared minus 8x minus 12 over 3x plus 2. So I do need to factor out the numerator. It's one of those really difficult factoring where we have, it's because of the 15 in the front. The previous ones didn't have a number in front of x squared, so it was a little easier. So let's go ahead and factor this out. So to factor it out, I'll go ahead and look for two numbers that multiply together that give me a times c. So 15 times negative 12. Well, first of all, I don't even know what 15 times negative 12 is. Let's see. 15 times negative 12. So negative 180. So I'm looking for factors of negative 180 that add up to negative 8. I think I can use negative 10 times 8. No, that's going to be negative 2. Okay, let me show you in Desmos how to find it. So you can do negative 180 divided by x. Go to the table of values and see if I can find something that give me a difference of 8. Oh yeah, there it is. 10 times 18. Okay, yeah, that's what I was trying to think of. Okay, so 18. Because negative 10 times 18 is negative 180. Yeah, negative 10 plus 18 is positive 8. So actually, I do need to change the signs. Okay, so you're going to do negative 180 and then negative 8. So I'm going to do negative 18 times 10, because so that I would get negative 18, negative 8 there. All right, so what do I do with these two numbers? Well, I need to go ahead and rewrite the numerator. So 15x squared, instead of saying negative 8x, I'm going to use these two numbers, negative 18x plus 10x, and then bring over the c, negative 12. And then here we can go ahead and factor by grouping. So we're going to group the first two, group the second two. GCF between 15 and 18, I believe, is 3. 3 goes into 15 and 18. And they also both have an x. So you do 15 divided by 3 is 5, and then x squared, that would be 5x, minus 6, because 18 divided by 3 is 6. And then here it looks like the GCF is 2. I'll take out a 2, and so you have 5x, 12 divided by 2 is negative 6. Since everything is factored out by GCF, and I get the same factor here, so that's going to be my first factor, 5x minus 6, because they both have 5x minus 6. And then the second factor is 3x plus 2. Okay. All right, so that was just the numerator part. I still have, that's the factored form. So again, let me just tell you that 15x squared minus 8x minus 12 is factored into this, okay? And then let me go ahead and bring the denominator over. And now, if you notice, you see the same factor, right? This one right here. You see the same factor in the numerator. So guess what? We get to just cancel those factors out because they're written in factored form. And so all I have remaining is 5x minus 6. It didn't get copied on here, but it'll be on your paper. But that's the 5x minus 6 right there. Okay? All right, guys, thanks. That was a bit long in the last one. But yeah, thanks.